What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to JD Plays Minecraft Project Ozone 2 Kappa mode. And we've got some stuff to do today. I've begun moving my Botania stuff up to the top floor with the rest of the farms. So I've set up a huge area where I'm getting a bunch of grass growing for right now, because I think Botania and grass, they kind of go together. My chicken pen, I still need to figure out what I'm doing with it. For now, it's kind of an eyesore, but it's working. We got chickens hanging out in there, and they're producing feathers. We've got 42 feathers, and they're producing some eggs. I've got 5 stacks of 16 eggs in here right now. I have gone ahead and added a little functionality to the chicken pen by using some carpenter's garage doors and a carpenter's pressure plate so that mobs can't open it. And then once something is hurting me, I guess it's this chicken. I don't know. Anyway, is that chicken what's hurting me? I'm quite confused as to why I'm being attacked. I'll have to look at this later. Anyways, I've got an extra fence here so that basically right now the chickens can't get out when I try to come in. But I've hatched a few eggs in here. We're up to 5 chickens. And then there's a vacuum hopper sitting directly under this centerpiece right here that's putting items into each container, one for feathers and the other for eggs. So I basically really don't ever even have to mess with these chickens again. I can just leave them in there. If I want to hatch more chickens, I can pull some eggs out. We'll take a full stack here. There we go. And I can just open this carpenter door and launch eggs in and hope to hatch some chickens. There's another one. Or I could bring wheat seed up here, and breed them. But you can see there's an egg that just popped out. We got one new chicken out of that stack. It doesn't really matter though, because at this point the chickens are just going to continue to compound. I've added in a sand growing plot here in which we've got cactus and sugarcane. I've got our redstone seeds planted here. I've got many ender lilies planted right here. This is a good thing because this allows me to now grow ender pearls. And I showed you guys how to make these ender core previously. Now that they're under a sprinkler system, they grow a lot more rapidly. So I now can produce my own ender pearls. And in kind of a good amount. I'm probably going to continue to add more rows to this. I'll probably eventually have a full slot of ender pearls growing here. Now the entire watering system, here's my flowers. I've got some pumpkins right here and some melons, but I don't have sprinklers on them yet. I've got a full field of soybean now and a full field of wheat still. And this whole thing is being powered by this one massive water system, right? We've got a single infinite water block that keeps these tanks fueled, and I can shut down any sprinklers I want to. So if I want to turn that one off, I can hit this lever. When I set this one up, I can hit this lever, or I can turn them both off at the source right here. I've got multiples coming off of this side. I haven't set up all of their chambers yet, and this little fencing system is just to kind of look like it's giving it support. It's purely for aesthetics. So we've got a good little set of farms going in our garden up here. And then I had all this nice little row of grass, and I decided, you know what, this is a good place to put my animal traps. So I've got my animal traps separated out in here. They're pulling things in. I need to put more bait inside of them. And then, of course, over here I said I was going to set up a tree farm, so we've begun setting up a tree farm right here. It's actually very massive in terms of the number of trees it will account for. Let's go ahead and harvest it real quick and I'll show you. Hey. And I have it set up in such a way that realistically I should have almost no problems getting just about every sapling to grow. Once I automate this with a harvester and a planter, this will get even nastier and it won't matter at all, because as fast as they can grow, the harvester will chop them down, type of thing. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and get these replanted right quick. And it produces quite a bit of wood. Oh, give me those back. I probably need to pay more attention to how I'm harvesting saplings when I harvest this for right now, because it is so big and I'm not quite getting back as many saplings as I'm using. But in terms of wood, there's, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks so far, and I'm pretty sure there's still more following me. So there's a 5th stack, 6th stack, so 6 stacks and then a little bit of wood there out of a single harvest. So that's That's a pretty powerful little tree farm, right? And let's grab some more saplings real quick to go refill it. And I've got the torches placed where they can kind of give, you know, I could probably arrange them a slight bit better to make sure that I'm giving every single tree maximum light. But there comes a point where it's not necessarily as worth it to do it that way and just to leave a little bit of it up to chance. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So other improvements that I've made so far to the base, let's talk about those for just a minute. Because we've made a couple and we're going to continue to make more of these. So I've moved the smeltery. It's no longer up top right here, and I'm getting ready to tear the rest of this area out soon. I've moved it over here, and I'm actually making use of my ender tanks now, right? So I have a single ender tank sitting here full of lava. Its brother sits over at our lava production area, and it just pumps lava directly into this. We don't ever have to worry about filling this with lava again. Because of the way that I've built it, there's actually darkness inside of there. So mobs can spawn inside, and because mobs could spawn inside, we've actually collected a significant amount of blood. What's the purpose of blood? Well, blood, because of the way it's ore dictionaried, can actually double as glue balls in a lot of recipes. And same thing with slime balls and things like that. So for example, making safari nets. And to get blood out, all I have to do is tap this thing and it's going to pour and it's going to give me a little blood orb. Oop. So where did that go? Oh, it went straight down into here. I forgot. So how I've got this set up right now to automatically drain these things is there is a hopper under this one, a hopper under this one, and then a single piece of item conduit. And the item conduit sucks out of the hoppers and out of the casting basin and throws it into here, which connects to our inventory system over here and to all of our storage. So we have an entire sorting system going on now, thanks to ender chests, along with our drawer setup, because our drawer is still using this drawer controller. So that works out nicely. So we've got this blood now. We can use blood, like I said, in a few different recipes. Sneaky upgrades. Leads, which are for capturing animals. Slime in a bottle. More lines, leads. Slimealizer. Basically a lot of things that slime balls would normally be used in. Name tags. We can use blood for. Mucus charges. Bioreactors. Slime and beginning syringes. Safari nets. That's a big one, honestly. Bamboo nerd pole. Okay. Sticky pistons. And then, you know, the crayons and coloring and things of that nature. Varnished planks. Florbs. Herbicide. Magma creams. So we can make magma creams kind of en masse now between this and the Blaze farm, by the way. Bounce pads. SDX, which is just TNT with slime balls added to it. It can replace anything in these runic altars for making slime seeds. And we can put it to a magma crucible, get our blood back if we wanted to. We can also dry it out on a drying rack and get coagulated blood drops from Tinker's Construct. And just a lot of different things. So it's kind of cool that we're able to make some of that. It's not a huge concern that we're able to make it, but you know, I'm not going to gripe about it. It's there, it's happening. I'm cool with it. All right. I haven't moved any of this stuff around, but I just kind of wanted to show off how we've got this automated now. Oh, and we can now also very easily automate putting ore in here, right? So I've got a chest that's not on the same network as the rest of these chests, as we can see right here. And actually, I'm going to show you a little bit about that because I've done that elsewhere as well, right here. So this chest is on a different network than these chests, and check it out. So is this chest right over here. This chest is on a black and red, and red, black, red network. No other chest around here is on the same network. And it's feeding directly into a garbage can. So what's the point of that? Well, let's say I wanted to throw away an apple. You know, I can throw an apple in there, it gets sucked out, it goes into the trash. Cool, that's great. What's the point? Well, I can do that remotely because this ender pouch right here is connected directly to this chest. So now wherever I'm at, if I want to throw something in the garbage can, I can just open this up, toss it in there, and it goes in the garbage. Now, what if I wanted to have this pouch instead connect me to my smeltery, where I could just insta-pull metals and stuff into the smeltery? Well, it's very simple. I just come over here and right-click the bag onto it. And now, this is now connected to the smeltery instead of to the garbage can. So it's very cool. I'm going to put it back on the garbage can for now, though. So I have a way now to remotely throw ores directly into my smeltery if I so chose. Or I have it connected on the network with this other chest right here. So you can see that, look, if you look way off, I can't even do it. Back here in the distance where my mouse is, When I open this one, that one back there opens because they're connected, right? So here soon, if I automate my ore smashing system and set it up to connect to that chest, as I smash the ore, compact the ore, send it straight into there, ore is automatically smelted. I don't have to worry about that. And that is something we're going to do very soon. Here's the other end of my ender tank. It's sitting back here, hooked up to that one. So this produces lava like it always has. It powers the same engines that it always has, except for now we have a remote tank handling getting lava into our smeltery. Obviously, we've got the second water wheel going now. Not much has changed over here. We're still making tons of bread and toast. We have moved our fields, but in moving the fields, I simply moved all of the conduit around. And the harvester is now up by the wheat field. We have item conduit pulling the items out and sticking them into a cache right here. The cache then gets pulled on by this Ender IO auto crafter. And if you look in the Ender IO auto crafter, dang it, I actually have a double layer capacitor to speed up its production. So this one auto crafter has replaced all the other auto crafters sitting down here, and we have an entire system that is being powered off of wheat to power our base, as well as to produce basically as much dirt as we could ever want. Although I have to admit that right now I'm going to need to change a little bit about the dirt setup because the wheat is not currently filling these containers any longer. I need to set them up on a different item network that pulls out of that chest. And to do that, there's one of the items that I want to make soon is called a painter, and I'll show you all about that soon. But for the time being, what I want to work on right now is I want to continue some with Botania, okay? And I've got a few things I want to get done with Botania today. I got some new conduit that I want to make. We haven't made this conduit yet, and it is redstone conduit right here. And it just takes some redstone alloy, as does everything, obviously, because redstone alloy is like super buff. So let's get some of that. Pop this in. Let's make some of this. So we're going to get 16 for each craft. I'm going to get 32 right off the bat. I want another piece of stone right quick. This is going to come in useful. So we're going to go ahead and make a pressure plate. And then we'll come back and get the rest of the stuff that we may need here in a minute. Let's start getting this set up. So right off the bat, I've already laid out where I'm going to put down my new apothecary. I'm going to put it right over here in this corner. We're going to kind of build out of this corner. Okay, this is going to be my workspace. Now, the apothecary, we know we need water, and last time I had to have a 4, plus area for handling water. We're going to do that a little differently this time. We're just going to put an infinite water block down beside it. And I'm actually going to pull this torch out and put the torch on top of the infinite water block. Actually, I'll put the torch right here. Does it work? No, it's too far away. Let's put it there. That works. Okay, that's good. That allows me to go ahead and grass that in. So now, as long as I have a bucket, I can fill up my apothecary every time. And I'll just keep my bucket right there. No problem. Okay? So there's that. Next thing, we need to get our mana pools reestablished. And we need to decide where we want them. For now, and this is not a big deal for us to move, and I'll explain why later. But for now, let's put a mana pool right here. And let's put a mana pool right here. Now, we've also got our runic altar and some other things, but I want to show you guys another block that we could be making use of that we haven't been now that we have multiple mana pools. And that is called the mana distributor. So the mana distributor, we get as a reward for doing mana manipulation, but I don't follow the quest, so I'm going to do it my way. It just takes some living rock and some mana steel. So before I prepared to move all of my stuff, what I did was I spent all my mana. And I made a bunch of mana powder, a bunch of mana steel, a bunch of mana diamonds, okay? So we need a couple of these. Why does it keep doing that? We need a couple of those, okay? Let's make this mana distributor right quick. So 6 across, and then 2 to the sides, and that gives us a mana distributor. Now, what does a mana distributor do for us exactly? Well, it does a couple of things. What a mana distributor is really successful at doing for me is that any mana from a mana dispenser or spreader right here can be targeted at this distributor, and it will distribute the mana evenly between the pools. Instead of all of it going to one pool and then having to move it around and yada, 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 we now can fill up multiple pools at once. That's legit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make another pool right quick. I'm going to put that other pool right here. And then I'm going to actually set up my runic altar back here on this backside. Now that might be bad because things pop off of this, right? And we're right here at the edge. Fortunately, that's where the ring of magnetization kind of comes in and saves us, or we could build a wall right here. It's our choice. But for now, that'll work. We'll just set this up like this. Now, the next thing that we need to get done is we need to get all of our flowers put back together, right? Because right now I've got no mana generation. So let's get that going on. All right, so I'm gonna have a majority of my mana production going on. Let's for right now, right over here in this corner. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this down. I don't want to do it. Yeah, we'll set this down right here. This is a good spot. And what I want to have happen next is that I want this pressure plate to affect some of this cabling. Now, every time I step on this, it lights up. That's good. That's what I want. All right. Why? Well, you'll see soon. Be patient, my friends. So let's set this up like this. I think that's probably more than high enough. Now, along with this, there's another item in Botania we haven't really used much yet. In fact, at all. And I need to see, do I have any of the living, I don't have any living wood. I don't think. Let me, Botania. Do I have any living wood? Downstairs. All right, let's go get some living wood. Apparently we've got some down there somewhere. How much we got? We got 8. All right, do we have any more than this anywhere else? Yeah, we got some of these chests back here, it looks like. That's good. There's 8 more, beautiful. What do we got here? 3 more, perfect. All right, so what we want to make is a open crate right here. An open crate is just this pattern right here. It's not difficult at all. Let's make one of these. Oh, did I mess up? Are those planks? Is that what we're talking about for this? I never can remember. Planks, okay. Dang it, I just threw away some planks, didn't I? Now, quit moving things on me. Plank, 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 plank. All right, planks. I'm looking for planks. Okay, I don't have any planks. That sucks. All right, let's get some planks. I don't know if these work in a sawmill. I think they do. We're about to find out. Nope, they don't. That's cool. We'll just put them in here. So I had planks and I got rid of them because I was like, oh, I screwed up. I don't need these. And now I remember that, oh, yeah, you do need those. All right, so there's just an open crate. Cool. The next thing that we need is a hopper. I don't know if I have any hoppers left because I've been using them pretty, you know, exclusively because I'm a hopper guy. I like them. So we got a chest right here. That'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Toss this down here, here, here. There we go. Hopper. All right, let's grab ourselves a cache. And then let's grab, how many of these do we have right now? Blaze rods. We got 11. Oh, that's blitz rods. Blaze rods. Okay, we got a bunch. So let's grab a stack of blaze rods real quick. All right. So what I want to do is, obviously, the flowers that we're going to be using are these endo flames. I've made one before. I've made a bit more now. I'm up to 6 of them. And I want a way to automate the feeding of these things where that as long as they have something that can provide them combustible fuel, they're going to continue to make mana for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this open crate right here. And just above that, I want to put a dispenser. I'm sorry, a hopper. Now, here's the cool thing, is a hopper, when given a redstone signal, stops to function, okay? So let's do a little demonstration here. I'm going to put some dirt in here and watch what happens. The hopper drops things into the crate, but, oh, they've changed this. The plate no longer will activate it. We may have to do this a bit differently. This should actually be activating the hopper, or the pressure plate, but it's not. Maybe I need to use a wood pressure plate. That might be what it was. So the idea is that when the items fall from the hopper into the open crate just instantly drops them, as you saw, and that they will land right here, and we will get back a redstone signal. That's the idea. Let's try this with a wooden pressure plate instead of stone. Maybe it requires too much weight with stone. I don't remember. We're about to find out. I'm pretty sure I've used stone in the past, though. Either way, we'll know soon. So we'll get this up, put this down. And it might just be the fact that I was using dirt. So dirt. There we go. All right, so now look, it stopped. It dropped a couple, and then it stopped. Now, what if I don't want it to drop 2? It seems to be dropping them kind of quickly. And obviously, because I've got this ring of magnetization, I'm just sucking them all up right now. We can actually take this off for a minute while we're doing this experiment. So let's move it down. Let's get it a little closer to where we actually want it. So that maybe we're not quite dropping 2 at a time, because we don't want to have any kind of, you know, fuel being wasted. We want to be smart about this. So let's put this one there now. All right. And so now let's go ahead and drop the dirt in. So 2 pieces of dirt drop out. That's not terrible. It'd be better if none, you know, 1 dropped out. Let's see if we can get it down to 1. I don't know if we can or not. It's been a long time since I've done this setup. So we'll put the crate here this time. And we'll put this... Oh. Let's try this. All right, so dirt. There we go. A single piece of dirt popped out. Perfect. That's what we want. So now what we want to do is we want to put our cache on top of this, right? And then we don't need these extra pieces of alloy any longer. We can just snatch those up because it's going to operate completely right now. Let's get our dirt out of here. We don't need that anymore. So now we want to add the flowers in. We've got 6 of these guys, so we can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put the 6th one right there, okay? And I should have a wrench on me. Let's grab one. If I don't, I've moved my wrench somewhere and I don't know where. All right, I'll have to go find my wrench in a minute. That's fine. Hopefully I didn't throw it away because it was a wrench again. All right. Actually, we don't want this on again. All right, so let's assume for a second that we're going to be using a mana spreader. Right. I don't know what looks good. Let's do it right here. Okay. Pop that back off. And now let's take our Wand of the Forest. Whatever I've done with that. Probably put it in here. Wand. There we go. And let's get all of our flowers connected to this guy, right? Let's put it in bind mode. Bind this to this. Bind this to this. This to this. Okay, so all my flowers are now bound. And then let's bind this to this. There we go. So that's now hitting the mana distributor, which is going to give mana to these pools, right? That's the goal. All right, so now we just need to start feeding these guys. So what we can do is we can, and I'm going to turn on particle effects for a minute, even though my armor is going to drive me crazy. We'll put these in there and we'll see that they're going to start to drop out. And these guys are going to start to eat them as they drop out. And once they're all burning and they're all functioning, they're all producing mana, one will sit there, unfortunately. So you run the risk of losing a single one. But here's the thing. No more are going to fall out. In all honesty, these things should finish burning them quickly enough that that one never actually gets wasted. Okay? And we know that these are going to kind of go... The cool part also is that this thing is never going to actually fill up with blaze rods. Meaning the majority of our blaze rods are going to sit right in there because with the redstone signal active, this one never accepts another one. So we can scoop all this stuff up. And now we're producing mana in an automated fashion as long as we keep enough fuel in here. And look, it's going into each pool. That's awesome. And it's not a small amount either. Because of the number of those things that we have, this is already producing much faster than what we've produced in the past. So we're going to want to continue to expand upon that. We're just going to want to have a good solid fuel source to provide it. Well, we're setting up a tree farm, aren't we? Which means we could probably pretty easily set up a very strong charcoal backbone to provide all the fuel we need for this. So Just like with the blaze rods, we could put charcoal in here instead and just let these flowers consume charcoal as their fuel source. And now we're going to sit there and produce as much mana as we need off of a very cheap and easy to use fuel source. So that's awesome. Now, the other thing that we had talked about last time were sparks, right? And I was like, oh, I don't understand. I don't know what's going wrong with the sparks. Why are they not sending mana? Okay, so sparks right here. And I'm going to use these again later. I'm not going to replace them just yet. But with sparks, you're going to need something right here called a spark augment. So you've got a few different ones. You've got isolated, recessive, dominant. I forget what dispersive does. I think I know what it does, but anyways. So what a recessive spark does is that if there is mana in this pool and I put a spark over it and give it the recessive augment, it will try to send the mana from that pool to any pools around it within a 12-yard range because it doesn't want mana. Okay, whoops, sorry. If I give it dominant, it will do the opposite. It will try to pull mana into that pool from any pools around it in 12-yard range. If we give it isolated, isolated will not allow it to move mana at all into it or out of it. It's an isolated mana pool. And then the distributive is the one that I'm not sure about. Let's check that one right quick. I'll have to look into distributive. I'm pretty sure I know what it does, but I'm not going to tell you guys and be wrong. So I'm going to leave that alone. So that's a couple of things that I want to talk about in Botania today. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about in Botania are these lovely, lovely things called, let me find them. Oh, I know what they're right here. Called mana pylons. Mana pylons are pretty easy. It takes some mana steel, some diamond, and some gold. Well, I've already got those. I don't even need to be up here to do this. And what a mana pylon does is it helps with enchanting. Okay, so we have an enchanting table right here, and if you've done much enchanting in Minecraft, you know that we need all kinds of bookshelves to be able to get up to a level 30 enchantment. That was true until Botania came along, and then Botania says, nah, that's boring. We've got a better way to do that, and it's a very nice way, by the way, to do that. So we like it. It's a good thing for us. Let's put some of this stuff away real quick. So let's make a couple of these mana pylons. And like I said, we need some diamonds and some steel, which we've got plenty of at the moment. So I think it was diamond, diamond, steel, steel. No. It was diamonds and gold. There we go. So there's just a couple of mana pylons. So what this is going to do for us, and we're going to take our enchanting table because, you know, I think Botania stuff needs to stay with Botania stuff, and frankly, I think these things look really cool up here in this kind of nature setting, you know. We're going to set up a mana pylon here and a mana pylon here, and then we're going to put our enchanting table down. And check it out. If we were to put something like, say, my pickaxe in here, well, this doesn't work because it's not vanilla. Do I have anything that I can actually enchant right now? Probably not, but I bet I could find something real quick. One, two, three. There we go. We're just going to make an iron pickaxe. Okay. And the enchanting table is going to come in very handy very soon, by the way. Hey, what did I do with all of my... that's actually exactly what we're going to do, now that I think about it. Should have a... Yes. A reinforced satchel will work just fine for this, now that I think about it. And look, we're still producing mana, by the way. Let's see how much we've gone up, by the way. Not a whole lot, but they're moving. It's happening. I don't think I have that too far away. No, it's working. I wonder why it's just doing so slow. Don't know. By the way, you don't want to have too many flowers on a single distributor, just FYI. So if I were to add in, say, 6 more flowers here, I would probably go ahead and add another distributor. So these guys, if you look, these flowers, some of them are already filling up with mana. And the distributor, or the mana spreader, is having a tough time getting all that mana sent out. So I'll play with that here in just a bit. But anyways, back to this. So at this point, if I throw this in here, There's up to an 8. There's a 6, 5, 8, 7. I wonder if they changed these. Supposedly having 2 of these is supposed to be enough. It's supposed to be equivalent to having a full set of bookshelves over there. I don't know if that is still the case, but that's what mana pylons are for. If we pull that up on the wiki right quick, Botania mana pylon. And it may be changed. I could be completely wrong, especially in Kappa mode, but that's what these things do. So mana pylon is a block added by Botania. The block empowers enchantment process with the vanilla enchantment table. The mana pylon will act as an improved bookshelf. 2 pylons placed 1 block away. That's what it is. I didn't place them 1 block away. Let's spread them out a little bit. I knew I had to be doing something wrong. Boom, boom. There we go. Now let's see. There we go. So now we're able to get up to a level 30 enchantment out of this. Now I only have 28 levels of experience. That's why I wouldn't go any higher. But yeah. I was wondering. I was like, dude, I know this works. So we can actually enchant this bag. I need to get a couple levels of experience right quick. What's the quickest way that I can do that? And then we'll worry about that mana spreader. In fact, I'm going to set up a second mana spreader right now. Boop. And I'm going to connect. Are you in bind mode? I'm going to bind you to you and you to you. And you to you. And then we're going to bind this to this. Alright, so now I got 2 mana spreaders. They're both trying to shoot mana to this thing. I may need to move this setup a little closer. I don't think I should, but I don't know what. See, now this guy's starting to actually empty out his mana pool. This guy's full. These guys have emptied out, so they're able to actually make mana again. By the way, if the flowers have nowhere to put their mana, they will stop functioning. Just FYI. Slowly but surely, we're starting to fill that bad boy back up. Maybe I need to move this further forward. Try that right quick. And we did just lose all that mana, by the way. That's a fact. That's okay. I'm not going to cry about it too much. Alright. We'll see if that helps at all. We'll come back and check on this in a minute. But it should be spreading mana correctly now. Okay, so we need like 2 levels of experience. What's the easiest way we're going to do to get those? I could go try to kill stuff inside my mob farms or the nether. I'm not too worried about it. Anyways, these bags, they can get some really cool enchants on them, including Soulbound and some other things. And it's once you get them to the max level, it's one of the best ways to actually improve them any further, is to put some max level enchanting to them. And sometimes this takes a while. We'll take that. Why not? All right, so we got holding 2. What holding 2 does is it increases my inventory space a bit. So that added on, I think, 2 rows of inventory to where the bag already was. So that's a pretty nice bag now. But the same thing can be done with the chests from thermal expansion. So keep that in mind. All right, so we've got automation done in Botania. We're producing mana. That's glorious. We've got our smeltery automated. We've got some other things that I want to automate. I would like to get this automated right here in terms of my tree farm, but I need to get another harvester and a planter made. I'm going to be working on that in the near future. I'll probably have that done by next episode-ish. I want to get my ore smashing done and get that where that's an automated process as well. I'll probably look into having that done in the next episode. But we're going to keep today's episode a little bit shorter. I've been getting up into the hour-long range. I never really wanted to get there, and I've kind of gotten irritated with myself about that. So I'm going to start trying to plan these things a bit shorter. So anyways, if you haven't noticed, I'm also doing an ARC Let's Play now. So kind of in tandem with this. So feel free to check out the ARC Let's Play and let me know what you think about that. Other than that, boys and girls, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Click that subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. Help me grow the channel. Hope you're enjoying it. If you liked it, like it. I'll see you next time. Laters.